The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
We go sign.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Check 55 to mine. Check 55 to mine. I got you.
On the counter, here's Bell. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now a draw play. This is Bell. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 12 yards there and a 1st down. Bell, of course, 3-time 1,000-yard rusher. Sat out 2018, but you look back to 2017, a tick under 1,300 yards and almost 700 more receiving. Now a 1st down carry by Bell. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Darnold. And he slings one that's incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. And it's 3rd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. The shotgun snap for Darnold. He's got Anderson right side. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Check it back. Check it back. Alert 3. Alert 3.
Now Bell. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. And our statistician, Ben Ramsauer, just held up 3 fingers to remind me he now has 3 tackles for a loss only in the 1st quarter.
Well, Ben's got it detailed perfectly. He always gives us the right stats. I'd love to be on the offense's headset right now, because what you're hearing is, can someone please block him? Come up with a scheme. Come up with something. Make sure you block him, because he's disrupting everything.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the 1st. Just a gain of 1 there. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Now Darnold on 3rd and goal. His pass caught at the 4. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal. They've already gone for it and made it once on this opening drive. They're going to try it again on 4th down. And here we go on 4th. Darnold. Buying time to his left. And it's a touchdown for the Jets. Sam Darnold with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Many would call that a gutsy decision here early on to go for it, 4th and goal. There was no hesitation. Field goal unit never sniffed the field.
It was a message, and the message was, I trust you on offense. Go out and make this happen. Go ahead and pick it up. You know what else he said? I trust my defense as well. If they don't get it, I know you're going to hold them. So it's a message to your entire team that you believe in them.
Rosen and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. This is Kenyon Drake, the 4th-year man from Alabama. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
From the 29, Rosen. And he hits Drake. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. On 4th down, Matt Hawk is on to punt. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. To throw is Darnold. On the catch, it's Crowder. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now they'll try to sweep with Bell. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets 1st down. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
It's trying to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Mike 54. Mike 54. I'm here all day. Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. I'm coming. Check 43. Red 80. 54, right there. 54 Mike. On the ball. Red 80.
And Darnold just beating the play clock. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 40. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. This one caught by Crowder. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
We're going to start. 55, lady. 55, Mike. You going to see me in your nightmare, son. You going to see me in your nightmare. Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike.
Darnold off the play fake to Bell. Flush to his right. Caught here by Bell. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It's a 1st down following a gain of 3.
Let's go, baby.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. On 1st and 10, Darnold. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Darnold. And he fires one incomplete. He was looking for Jamison Crowder there. But now it's 3rd down. That one doesn't find its target. But all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
But you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well. It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, You can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys and continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in.
They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Leonard Williams in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively, not a real surprise. They're in the dime.
You can't block me. You can't.
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. And it's caught by Parker. 30 yards there, and of course, the first down as well. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 42. Stills was 2nd on the team a year ago to the now departed Danny Amendola in the receiving yards category. And hard to believe, 5th year now with Miami after his first couple of years with Drew Brees in New Orleans. And now hoping he can form a bond with Josh Rosen.
80. Punch, Monday. Check Monday. Punch.
They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. And over the middle, this is Parker. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me.
Here's Rosen. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Rosen looking to throw. On the left side, this is Stills. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Faking the give to Drake, now Rosen. Escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's a run with Balaj. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
A pickup of 2 brings up 2nd and goal.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. Now here's Hill. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
3rd and goal. Rosen toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
The kick by Sanders is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that part. I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
At their own 24-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Darnold from the gun. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. A first down throw, Darnold. Out right here to Herndon. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. And by the end of last year, Herndon had solidified himself as the primary tight end for New York. Now, overall, second leading receiver in 2018 on the team behind Robbie Anderson. In fact, his 39 catches, most among rookie tight ends in the league a season ago. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Throw complete to Herndon.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the second down pass play only went for 2. To the air again, Darnold. Open man is Anderson. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
Watch the curve. Watch the curve. Check safety. Check safety. Red 80. Red 80.
Throwing again is Darnold. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, nice move. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Now an open man. That's the tight end, Gesicki. It's complete. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
On third down, Rosen. And he finds Stills, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10.
Bring it. Bring it. Watch the shift. Watch the shift. Hey, watch the shift.
A handoff out of the pistol. It's Drake. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Hey, watch the ball. Watch the ball.
Throwing on second and 14. Rosen. Oh, Rosen is stripped to the football. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
They'll go again with Bell. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. Flushed out right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off.
Let's go. Do this.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 29-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go, D.
To throw is Rosen. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Mike, 5-4.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rosen. Trying to lay one up deep. Looking for Hearns, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
3rd quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Quincy Enunwa that time, and it's 3rd down. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Tramon Williams. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Grant. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Back to the ground, this time with Bell. Bell so light on his feet. And they'll get this down to the 10. 11 yards there, 1st down.
I know every time we watch Le'Veon Bell play, we think about him making people miss the hesitation move. But you remember, he came out of Michigan State as a bruiser and a thumper, and he still has those capabilities.
At 225 pounds, an underrated part of his game. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. A first carry for Trenton Cannon. Fighting his way in for a Jets touchdown. Trenton Cannon, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Jets capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. From the gun, it's Rosen. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line.
All right, work with me, partner. This is a classic understatement. Their execution has been very poor. Last 3 drives, 2 interceptions and a fumble. Winning football? We're not seeing it right now.
They'll try and get the running game going with Bell. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Devon Godchaux up to make the tackle. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. He used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape. Okay, it's time for me to break out my thesaurus for that one. And I don't have anything. That was amazing. One-handed in this weather. I mean, you know the ball's got to be slick, but to be able to catch it and come down with it, what do they call that, the process of the catch? He completed it all the way through.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Anunwa, the intended target. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Balaj. And he'll get this up to about the 40.
And that was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on 1st down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Rosen off the play action. On the right side, open is Gesicki. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins 1st down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. Jordan Jenkins there on the tackle. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Rosen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And now it's Rosen looking. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Brandon Copeland picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Tighten up, tighten up.
They're going on 4th down. Rosen. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position.
Defense wins championships, baby.
On 1st down, it's Bell. Past the 20. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Le'Veon Bell. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
How many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the 1st down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Looking deep downfield. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jamal Adams.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
They'll run on 1st down. Bell, and only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy, just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
Down to the 25.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner. 100 yards or more in a game.
Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down. And defensively going with a dime set, 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Rosen to throw again. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Derek Kindred there to get a hand on that one. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 49. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a jet touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you.
He's got a man, complete. Give him 32 on the play. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Albert Wilson, the intended receiver there. That'll bring up 2nd down. Now Rosen. Looking and finding Allen Hurns. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it indeed. Here come the flags. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. But the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Blowing that play up was Henry Anderson.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. The safety Marcus May in there on the coverage.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Now Rosen looking to throw. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And it's incomplete, almost intercepted. He had a great shot at picking that off in the end zone. It brings up 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. Sanders' kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Y'all playing the wrong football.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. He finds his target. It's Crowder. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one goes for 30 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence, because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
We're going to sign. 55. Here we go. Double time, double time. 3 down, 3 down.
And they will take a knee here. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Jets, they'll finish the first half of the schedule dead even at 4-4. And they'll return home next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.